What's up, guys? Welcome back to Skinny Pill X. Today, Auxbeam has reached out to us and asked us to test out their rock lights. So we're going to put them on the Jeep. This has been a little delayed since the Jeep had some wiring harness issues. Unfortunately, some things happens that you can't avoid. So here we are. Really nice looking rock lights. Has a controller right here with looks like just a positive and negative. The only thing I could say right away is I wish this cord was a little bit longer or a way to lengthen it, but that's okay. We'll work with that, make that work. And these cords are pretty long that come off the module. So I'm gonna unravel these and unravel light and see how much cord we're working with. Okay, so got one light hooked up to the module, and we're looking about, I would say 7.5 feet is the span of the lights. So that's not too bad. I was a little worried it was gonna be shorter than this, but one thing I already noticed that I really like about these is I've had lights with the same style connector before, and type that connect and then screw together, and these work really well for a long time. The lights that are on the Jeep are X-Bright, and I've had good luck with them lights years ago. They're still working to this day, but the lights on the Jeep right now are not working at all. Lights on the Jeep right now are X-Bright. I had good luck with them back in the past years, but not anymore. These lights are only about 6 months old. The computer module, the brain that controls them, went bad. Actually, it came to me bad, did not work. Had to get another module, and then they worked for about 6 months. Now they don't work again. So these have come at a good time where I can actually get some lights back on this Jeep. So these lights are really easy to install. It's a lot of personal preference in my opinion, but I'll show you guys how I'm going to install them. I'm actually going to try and hook them up to my switch panel inside the Jeep. Since they don't have a dedicated on and off switch, I'm going to hook them to switch number 4 right here. That way when I turn them off, they won't draw any power and draw the battery dead on the Jeep either. You could hook them up to a switch. It's just, like I said, it's all depending on what you really want. I'm going to plan on mounting the box somewhere right here. It's gonna have to be, plan on mounting the box somewhere right here. It's gonna have to be in this area, unfortunately, because of how short the power wires are. One little trick for you guys with these wires and these little tiny S pods, sure it'll work for more. Whenever you make your hooks, you're always tightening clockwise, so you want to have the hook go in a clockwise motion like that. That way when you tighten the screw down, it doesn't make the wires kind of go everywhere. I haven't done all the wiring on this Jeep. This is kind of how the previous owner wired some things up, and it works, but I kind of prefer to do it this way. And wiring's not my biggest thing, so I'm not gonna fix it if it's not broken, but this is my technique that I do. You guys can do. And just to show you guys what it looks like when it's done. See the wires fully underneath that screw. There's no chance of it coming out or slipping out, unlike these ones. So just my little tip right there. Okay, so another little habit I got into, because I've had a lot of problems with the controller or module or whatever you might want to call it. Just make sure that they work before you get the wiring it all in. Last time I did this, Literally took all the panels off, inner fenders, all kinds of stuff. Got it done, and then it didn't work. So I'll be disassembling the old rock light system as I put this one in. So you just want to make sure that it works and works right before you guys get all the way through the installation, because these seem like a really, really nice product, but everybody has a few issues every once in a while. So you don't want to get all the way to the end and then they don't turn on and then you have to undo what you did. All right, so we got a 10 light kit. We're going to use all 10 on this Jeep. The Jeep is only a 2-door. It's not a very big Jeep, but I plan on at least 1 in the rear wheel well, 2 in the front wheel well, 1 under the rocker on both sides, 1 under the rear axle, and 1 under the front. All right, guys, one last tip for you before I wrap this up. You're gonna have these wires that you want to route. You want to try and put them somewhere like this. You know, you want to keep them away from the exhaust. Don't put them up against the exhaust, because, you know, the exhaust will get so hot at some point that it'll melt the wires and then all your lights will not work. So, or at least this one wouldn't. So you want to kind of route them in a good way like that and just zip tie them. The more zip ties, the better. You know, don't go to Harbor Freight and use a whole bag if you have to keep it from getting too close to anything it shouldn't be. All right, so we're getting close to the end of the install right now. I'm gonna show you guys something cool that I just noticed. So, we got most of the lights all ran up. I still have 2 more to do on the passenger side over here. But the cool thing I noticed is, let me sit up for you guys. So this is a normal light, and it's got, you know, 1 wire going in, 1 wire going out. So make sure when you order your kit, you get how many lights you want. You might be able to call them if you only ordered like a 6 light and get 2 more. I'm not sure about that, but there's 2 lights in every kit that are only 1 side input. So this is like your end. Like after you're done doing your rows, like you do 1 row on the driver's side, 1 row on the passenger side. This is the last light. So it'll be a power only light. It won't be a distribution light. So this one's going to go right above the axle, the differential. And then my other one is actually going to end in this wheel well, this right rear wheel well over here. So I'll show you guys installing this one. I'm just using self-tapping screws. They have a lot of really nice rubber backing plates and all that. So that's really nice as well. They actually give you different thicknesses too, depending on what size screws you're using or bolts. So I'll show you guys installing this. All right, so you just literally plug it in, screw it together, just to keep all the contamination, water, and anything that would cause a bad connection out of it. I have experience with these plugs, and these are really, really good. Make sure you get them as tight as you can. And then I'm gonna screw the light right up there, and that'll be done. There you go. Last light's mounted. Let's turn them on and see what they look like. All right, so this is the final product here. There's 10 lights altogether, 2 in the front fenders, 1 above the front differential, 1 below each door, got 1 below the rear tires, and then 1 above the rear axle. I'm really happy how it came out. These are really, really bright. They really glow the ground up all around the Jeep. They got all kinds of patterns. This is just kind of the default. I want to give a huge shout out to Auxbeam for sending me these rock lights to review. Very, very happy with them. And can't wait to see how they light up the trail. That's pretty cool. It's kind of got like a wave effect where it actually doesn't just flash, it'll actually travel the length of the Jeep. So thank you guys for watching this. Hopefully these lights interest you, and you can buy them off Auxbeam's website. And installation ain't too bad. If you ever install rock lights, it's basic, same installation, nothing special. See you guys later. Thanks.